All right, good morning, everybody. Hello, how are you? Quick check. Hopefully somebody's going to pop in here in a minute and let me know that they can hear me okay. Doing something different today. So if somebody can let me know that they hear me okay, that would be fantastic. Appreciate it. Mic check, mic check. Yes, no, maybe. Don't know, don't care. I think everything's okay. I'm using Streamlabs now, so hello, Infidel. Can you hear me okay? I'm just checking to make sure everybody can hear me just fine. Trying to dial this in, so the stream may be a little bit longer than expected. Yep, 5x5. Okay. All right, so today, thank you. We're in the Avro RJ. People are more than welcome to fly along. I have added a area on my Discord for flight plans. So if you want to load it in, if you know how to do that, you're more than welcome to fly along. If not, that's perfectly fine. We're going to go from excuse me. Oh boy, that caught me off guard. Vienna to Innsbruck. It's not going to be a very long flight. It's only a couple hundred nautical miles, so it's not going to take very long for us to get there. We're only going to go to 28,000 feet today, and then we'll be on the ground. So this is what it looks like. This is our departure route out of runway 11. Going to take a nice right turn and get onto the track here. Going to go here, then across here, and then here, and then we're going to cut down about 88 nautical miles to here, and then we're going to come in this way onto runway 26. Okay. So that's the plan of attack for today. The SIDS and stars on these city pairs suck. Oh, well, there's only a couple ways in. There's runway 26 and runway 8, but they're both very technical. Kind of talking about our approach today into 26. The localizer is offset by 3 degrees. Okay, so what does that mean? We can't fly the localizer all the way in the entire way. We aren't at the land manually. It would only take us so far, and then we're on our own. So yeah, we're gonna go here and then down. Now we could have cut that out, but just trying to add just a touch to the flight today. But we should be okay. Okay. Any questions? Anything else? Aircraft's already started up. Gonna do the pushback.
Wien ground Lufthansa 237 requesting pushback.
And we'll
Lufthansa 237 pushback request accepted.
we'll get going here. Get out to our departure runway and get in the air. Why aren't my brakes? I'm standing on my brakes practically. This plane wants to roll. Have a look outside here. I'm going to swing this thing to the left. Hello, Joseph. Oh, so another thing that's been added, and thanks to Kev for
Wien ground Lufthansa 237 requesting pushback tug to steer the aircraft to the left.
If you look in the
Lufthansa 237, your request has been transmitted to the operator.
If you scroll down, there's new sounds to play. There's couple fun things. There's a couple from Top Gun. There's one from, I just added some silly stuff. 1,000 points each. Have fun with them. I, of course, won't be able to hear them because I've got my
Main ground Lufthansa 237
stream
requesting
muted,
the
so
end of pushback.
you don't hear me echoing.
Lufthansa
But
237
have fun with
request
that.
and pushback received.
All right, let's see here. Okay, that was. There you go. Thank you, Vidal. So have fun with that if you want. Just some fun stuff in there that I found. There's one in there, I think if Vic pops into the chat, I think there's one in there that he would thoroughly enjoy. Metal one. He likes his heavy metal. Yeah, there's some fun stuff in there, so. You doing alright there, Joseph? You doing okay, young man?
Lufthansa 237, hold position, caution other traffic. Lufthansa 237, continue taxi.
What other traffic?
Roger, Lufthansa 237.
I don't have. Thank you. No, I'm alright. Yeah. Kev was going to be here today, but he got voluntold to do some other stuff. So he will not be joining us in here. He may pop in the stream, but we may be done with the flight by the time he's done with the. You're like in the middle of a plane, Fidel. Yeah, and then I won't be available tomorrow. I gotta go to a funeral tomorrow afternoon, so I gotta get ready for that today. Went to the store, to the local clothing place, whatever you want to call it, department store, to get something decent to wear for the funeral tomorrow. So, gotta get some laundry done today. It's a must do. I thought I'd changed the controls, might have been Yep, okay. There it is. I think I saw that now instead of later. So yeah, otherwise I'm good. Just we've had thunderstorms recently. I think that's kind of catching up from some of the stuff that happened in Texas that finally made its way here. So next Saturday, we're almost here at the departure runway. Next Saturday, back into DC-3, in South America or Central America, for a flight then. And then, before we know it, it'll be time to do the 777 flight. I gotta make time this coming week to do a tutorial flight that KMDG has put together to kind of understand the systems and whatnot. We'll probably have to do like at least 2 flights this coming week and maybe one more flight the following week in the lead up to the 2nd of August.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for takeoff.
Yeah, sit down and be quiet.
Cabin is secured.
There we go.
Wien Tower Lufthansa 237 ready for IFR departure runway 11.
Lufthansa 237 altimeter 29.85, wind 045 at 6. Cleared for takeoff runway 11.
Cleared for takeoff runway 11 Lufthansa 237.
All right, here we go, folks.
Check thrust. Thrust set.
All right, here we go.
Airspeed alive. 80 knots. Go. Rotate.
You rotate.
Positive climb. Gear up selected.
There we go. On our way, folks. Do you know the way to the Innsbruck? I think I do.
Lufthansa 237 contact Vienna Center on 124.4. Good day.
124.4 Lufthansa 237. Goodbye. Vienna Center Lufthansa 237 is at 1,700 feet, climbing 8,000 feet.
Lufthansa 237 Vienna Center altimeter 29.85 radar contact. Continue.
Speed checked. Flaps 0.
Vienna Center Lufthansa 237. Request flight level 180.
Lufthansa 237 climb and maintain 8,000 feet. Expect flight level 180.
Climb and maintain 8,000 feet. Expect flight level 180 Lufthansa 237.
Lufthansa 237 climb and maintain flight level 180.
Climb and maintain flight level 180 Lufthansa 237.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew have been...
Alright, we are on our way. Alright, let's look at our charts while we're still climbing. Our approach. Okay, so first we have our star. System on both sides. Let's get to our cruising altitude.
Vienna Center, Lufthansa 237. Request flight level 280.
Lufthansa 237 climb and maintain flight level 180. Expect flight level 280.
Climb and maintain flight level 180. Expect flight level 280. Lufthansa 237.
Nope. What's our speed? 280. Let's go with that.
Lufthansa 237 climb and maintain flight level 240.
Climb and maintain flight level 240. Lufthansa 237.
Then our course 254. 254. You love that one, don't you, Joseph? Alright, so we got that all set. Look at that. Co-pilot system, I think I did a boo-boo earlier when I was setting the plane up. The thing was not aligned, so the co-pilot system is not working as intended. So we're gonna that's okay, we don't need it. We got plethora of information to work with on our side. So we're good to go. You know, there's other ones, Joseph. Try those too. Alright, so let's see where we are so far on the map. We are coming to the end of our departure route. We have 2 points, and then we have a nice little 88 nautical mile run to here. Again, our arrival portion. We're expecting to do our top of descent here. Oh, I did not. This was not the. I didn't. That was that was wrong. I didn't change the runways on my initial flight plan, but that's okay. Yeah, we're out of there.
Lufthansa 237 climb and maintain flight level 280.
Climb and maintain flight level 280, Lufthansa 237.
Speaking of search and rescue, any week now, the Build Tech Simulations version of the Blackhawk. They have a Navy version and a Coast Guard version, a civilian version, I think, coming out first. There's supposed to be an Army version coming out later. It looks quite nice. I saw the video for it, the presentation at Flight Sim Expo. There's more stuff coming later, but it looks fantastic. I think you're at Mach 0.57. At Mach 6.5, 6.66. It's going. It's continuing to climb. I think we're going to cruise at about 0.70. You probably get there much quicker than I will. You're going to the direct route, so yeah, it looks like something I definitely would like to pick up. Alright, so we're almost at our top of climb. So yeah, short flight today. So after we had a pretty long one last time, the one on the 2nd, I hope to have that. We're going to use that time compression thing that I talked about for the flight. So unless you have a 777, I don't recommend flying along with me because you're going to be stuck somewhere over the Atlantic when I land. And I don't know that the slew mode would work to keep up with me. But yeah, it's going to be a. I'm hoping to have that 7-hour flight done in a couple hours. So what we can do then is we can do long hauls, but we can do it in a shorter amount of time. Okay, which is great. So we can do some more of that longer stuff if we want. Using the 777. Let's see what else. I gotta come up with the stuff for the end of August and that first Saturday of September. Probably level them off. Nope. Lit up saying approaching level off altitude.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has switched off the fasten seatbelt sign. You are free to move about the cabin.
The galley switch is on in case Kev pops in. You see the switch? It is in the position for. Oh, here. Oh, you know what we forgot to do? Lock the door. We'll leave it open so we can hear all the stuff going on in the cabin. Oopsie. Stuff happens when you party naked in Vienna, huh? Okay, we're on our way to Nanic. Boy, look at that. Ads. Yeah, I know. Ads will be over shortly. So this is, I'll kind of point this out. We are on our way to the beginning of our arrival portion. We got 81 nautical miles to go. And then, but we got to be at above 15,000 feet. Now, here's the interesting thing. Go back to the charts. Go back to here. Let's see. No, we're too far out. So, let's set it. So we need to be, okay, so it's about 15,000 feet here, 9,500 here, but here it's saying, okay, so 9,500, and then once we get to here, is when we're going to start descending further, 87, 75, 55, 4400. So 4,400, we have to be there when we cross somewhere in here. Right here. So hopefully by the time we get to our weather. Doesn't look like there's anything significant going on in that area. There's a storm coming eventually, but we're going to get there hopefully before that storm moves through. So we should be able to have eyes on the airport as we get ready to turn in for landing. Right. Now there's a 3-knot tailwind. Oh no! That's okay. We'll get through it. We're going to stick with that. I think we can get through a 3-knot tailwind. Okay. So, but we have, if we're looking at this though, that's weather system is moving. How fast, it may pass over it. We may end up, it may get here by the time we get to the end. Who knows? I'm not sure how fast it's moving, but it's definitely moving. So hopefully it'll pass through if we get there. But I think we'll be okay. But at least we know what to expect, right? So we'll pull that up first just to have that available. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. Ready to finish this thing up.
Descend and maintain 16,000
Ooh,
feet.
looks like I
Lufthansa
just got back just in
237.
time, huh? Okay. Probably tell everybody to sit down. Safety. Weather system coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has switched on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay. I think we're going to stick with the plan for 2.6, even though there's a 3-knot tailwind. I think we'll be all right. Now, I have another idea. Because it seems like we're going to get into this flight fairly quickly. We've only been going for 39 minutes. I mean, it's going to be close to an hour-ish when we land. It's not a very long flight. Now,
Lufthansa 237, please expedite your descent 16,000 feet. Lufthansa 237, contact Munich Center on 120.65. Good day.
120.65.
Firefly
Lufthansa
Airlines
237.
has a thing
Goodbye.
that they're doing for the RIA
Munich
this
Center
weekend.
Lufthansa
The flight
237
show.
is passing flight level 270,
Fairford.
descending 16,000 feet.
So they have 4 flights that are
Lufthansa
available
237 Munich Center radar contact
for
to
like
continue.
a fun thing to do.
Lufthansa 237, you are 76 miles east.
Hold on a second.
Descend and maintain 9,500 feet. Expect localizer runway 26 approach via Romeo Tango Tango transition. Clear to Romeo Tango Tango.
Descend and maintain 9,500 feet. Expect localizer runway 26 approach via Romeo Tango Tango transition. Cleared to Romeo Tango Tango Lufthansa 237.
Lufthansa 237 contact Vienna Center on 124.4. Good day.
124.4 Lufthansa 237. Goodbye. Vienna Center Lufthansa 237 is passing flight level 270, descending 9,500 feet.
Lufthansa 237, Vienna Center radar contact. Continue to Romeo Tango Tango.
This is weird. I know you have the DA62 Infidel. If you want to fly along with me, we may just knock that flight out. It's only like 100 and some odd nautical miles, so if you want to do that, you're more than welcome to.
Lufthansa 237, please expedite your descent 9,500 feet.
Yeah, I might just do a second flight just to, or after this one. If you want. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. No, I don't expect so. It's just, I forgot a few things. But that's okay. How are you, Sue? Nice to see you. Good. Glad to hear it. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Yeah, we're gonna do one more flight since this one has been kind of a short one. Get one more knocked out, and then let me look at the. Hold on, let me look what the distance is. Get to this. Nautical miles. 197. Airport in Ireland to Fairford. pretty high. All right. Welcome back, Infidel. We're still descending. Still going to drop about 6,000 feet here. I think we'll be okay. Yeah, there's the weather system. This is it looks like. Yeah. We can navigate this area.
Lufthansa 237, contact Innsbruck approach on 128.975. Good day.
128.975 Lufthansa 237. Goodbye. Innsbruck approach Lufthansa 237 is at 11,200 feet, descending 9,500 feet.
Captain, please take a 6 for line.
Lufthansa 237 Innsbruck, approach altimeter 29.86 radar contact. Continue to Foxtrot 26. Lufthansa 237 descend and maintain 8,700 feet.
Cabin is secured for arrival.
Descend and maintain 8,700 feet Lufthansa 237.
All right, here we go. Hello, Bella. How are you? Get comfortable here so we can get ready to land.
Lufthansa 237
Speed check.
descend and maintain
Gear down.
7,500 feet.
Descend and maintain 7,500 feet Lufthansa 237.
All right. Hello, Bex. Got back on Wednesday. I'm all right. You're all just in time for landing here at Innsbruck. Somewhere way up yonder.
Lufthansa 237, you are 16 miles east of Innsbruck. Contact Innsbruck Tower on 120.1 when inbound.
Tower on 120.1 Lufthansa 237. Innsbruck Tower Lufthansa 237 16 miles east inbound localizer runway 26 approach.
Lufthansa 237 Innsbruck Tower. Altimeter 29.82 when 086 a tree. Cleared localizer runway 26
Fight.
approach.
Oh, 11 hours. Woo.
Cleared localizer runway 26 approach Lufthansa 237.
All right, we're gonna. Yeah, yeah, that's the new. Although I found out the other day that Delta apparently had a fleet of 777s that they were fairly new and they just retired them. Very strange. Well, it looks like we have a good visual of our airport there in the distance. Yep. Oh, hello, Tenchel. Everybody's coming in at the end. That's all right. We're gonna try to do one more flight. Now that it's about 200 nautical miles, it's in a twin prop plane. There's only like a handful in order to get the planes to choose from. But I figured it'd be something fun to do. Just may take us a little bit. I don't know. I mean, that might be a bit longer than Max is very comfortable. Bar all that stuff. Heard about. That's what I've heard, but you know, people are always kind of finicky about planes. Some people swear they'll never get in another Boeing. Other people say it's not that bad. I don't know. Flaps are all the way down. See, I don't think it's the plane. I think it's the operators that are causing a lot of the major issues. You know, not doing proper maintenance and all that. But snooze the ads. Hopefully, we'll be on the ground.
Lufthansa 237 wind 086 at tree. Clear to land runway 26.
Clear to land runway 26 Lufthansa 237.
Now we could have come in the other way, which if you look to this area here, there's a valley. You got to come around down in that valley and get here. This seems to be a much more. There's the ski jump to the left there. All right, let me focus on that.
1,000. Sync rate.
Pull up. 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 Pull up.
50, 40, 30, 20.
Come on, settle down, plane.
10.
Ground item.
Oh, come on. All right, we're going back around.
Brake pressure checked.
Dang it. That's not how I wanted that to go. Alright, so here's what we're going to do, folks. That was not the landing I was hoping for. Yeah. Well, they screamed, so it was a bad landing. It's going to be dangerous, but let's talk to
Innsbruck Tower Lufthansa 237 is going missed.
Lufthansa 237, contact Innsbruck, approach on 128.9 or
Okay.
75. Good day.
128.9 or 75 Lufthansa 237. Goodbye. Innsbruck approach Lufthansa 237 is missed approach at Innsbruck.
Lufthansa 237, you are 4 miles west. Climb and maintain 9,500 feet. Expect localizer runway 26 approach via Romeo Tango Tango
we're not
transition.
going to do that again.
Clear to Romeo Tango
We're
Tango.
going to ask them for another.
Stand by Lufthansa 237.
Lufthansa 237, roger.
Lufthansa 237 would like visual runway 08 approach.
Lufthansa 237, you are 6 miles west. Climb and maintain 9,500 feet. Expect vectors visual runway 08 approach. Circle to land runway 26.
No, we're not circling the land 26.
Climb and maintain 9,500 feet. Expect vectors visual runway 08 approach circle to land runway 26. Lufthansa 237.
Okay. Come on. Dang it.
Lufthansa 237, please expedite your climb 9,500 feet.
No, we're not going to 9,500. Well, the wind is really up. Now the sim's freezing up. This is not good. Come on, sim. There you go. Jeez.
Lufthansa 237, please expedite your climb 9,500 feet.
Normally I would not have gone around, because this is a tough place to get into already as it is.
Lufthansa 237, please expedite your climb 9,500 feet.
We're going for 8. Wind in here today. It must be ahead of that storm that's behind us. The winds must be just acting a fool. Alright, we got it this time. We'll be much better.
Lufthansa 237, please expedite your climb 9,500 feet.
I want to talk to approach the tower. But we're going to do it without it. We don't need no stinking permission. May not do another flight after this.
Lufthansa 237, please expedite your climb 9,500 feet.
One thousand.
Alright, there's our runway. We got it this time.
Lufthansa 237, please expedite your climb
Shut it.
9,500 feet.
Sink rate. 500.
Lufthansa 237, please expedite your climb 9,500 feet.
You expedite shutting up. Ah.
Minimums. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Spoilers, yellow and green.
Well, they didn't clap on that one either.
60 knots.
Well, let's see what that other one was. The first one, I'm not sure. 252 on the second one. I dare don't know what would have been the second or the first one. It wasn't good. It was dangerous. I know that. They screamed, so. Yeah, I'll take the 252. I didn't even do the landing rate thing. Sorry. Well, if you guessed on the first one, you would have. I don't think anybody would have won. I was expecting something a lot better.
Innsbruck ground Lufthansa 237 taxi to parking.
Lufthansa 237 taxi to general aviation
No,
parking
it'll
via taxiway
still be
Alpha.
there. But I didn't get a picture of it because I didn't.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha Lufthansa 237.
I didn't come to a complete stop, so. Ooh, that's some nice music playing in the background. Let's open up the. Oh, the door is open. Never mind. Well, at least we made it to sunny Innsbruck. Yep, we're safe now. Not quite what I was hoping for, but we'll let the passengers. I had a twice baked potato and part of a, I guess my dad calls it a pinwheel steak thing with the mozzarella or whatever, and the. I wasn't really planning on it. I've got some mesquite chicken breasts and mashed potatoes to make. Probably today for. Yeah, the pattern is full. There you go, Joseph. You're right. The pattern is full. Okay, one second. All the engines are shut. So yeah, that's what I had. It wasn't something I had planned on. So it was just kind of like, here, eat this. I was like, okay. Anyways, well, at least we made it. Right. Had a few hiccups along the way, over speeding and whatnot. We'll let the ads play. plane. People are still getting off the plane. Go back here and listen to some music. Sorry about the dodgy landing. There's a free cocktail waiting for you in the airport, inside the terminal. You enjoy on behalf of Lufthansa. Your choice of cocktail, beverage. My co-pilot's really at fault. Her nav system was not working. It's her fault. I'm gonna say it's her. Oh. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Oh, it's underneath that. Ah, look at that. I didn't realize that. Still your fault. Yeah, we finally landed. I circled around and came in on 8 instead. I should have looked at the weather again before we departed, and I didn't. That was my fault. Or I thought it was going to be okay. Took a sleeping tablet, so to me it was a great flight. Well, on the second landing, I got a 252. But the first one, well, let's see what we got on the first one. It's going to be like 2 flights, really. First one, I got a negative 732. No worries, but I might choose another flight home. Thanks. I think I was overconfident with the weather, that we were going to be okay coming in with a tailwind. Normally, I would think 3 knots is still within thank you, Bex. Appreciate it. Well, hold on. Let me. Are we done? Is everybody off the plane? Okay, they are. Okay, so 54-minute flight total. Let's see. Well, if you want to do it, it's like 197 nautical miles. Let me look up Firefly and the achievements. Leg 2. I did leg 1 yesterday in a 737-800. It's EIME to EGVA. There's only like 2, 4, 6, 7 different planes you can pick from. Oh, thanks, Sue. The DA-62, I think both of us have that. I think you've flown it before, so we can do that. Yep, that's it. So let me change planes. So yeah, we'll do one more. What the heck? It's still early enough. It's only 15 after 9, so I gotta find the DA-62, and then I'm gonna have to change my throttle sets here real quick. There it is. DA-62 livery. I kind of like this one. Go back. Probably get up to about, I think 8,000 feet should be sufficient. Alright, let me change my throttle sets here real quick. Then we'll do that. You can't EIME? I think I just... It should be Casement. You know what? It wouldn't surprise me if it's a closed airport in Ireland. Or it might be a... Yeah, Casement. EIME. Let me get my... Let's change the... Alright, actually I think we can just go ahead and start on the runway. Should be Casement Air Base, runway 22, GBA, Fairford. About an hour and 13 minutes. That should be fine. Go up to 8,000 feet. I just got to change. Oh, let me take a picture of that. Okay. And I gotta change the change this to Firefly. Okay. So we get one more knocked out and then we'll be done for the day. Be back next Saturday, DC3. Hopefully I can redeem myself on this flight.
Baldonal Tower, Lufthansa 237 at runway 22 ready for departure to the south.
That's not the right
Lufthansa 237 wind 1902 at 10. South departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 22.
Oh, that looks pretty fancy, huh?
Cleared for takeoff runway 22 Lufthansa 237.
Oh, I think we're both in the same livery. Nice. Okay, let me dial in some altitude first. 8,000 feet. Well, actually, let's go to 5. See what the weather's like at 5, because it looks pretty overcast here. Let's see. Let's get on our flight director. Let's go ahead and dial in some vertical speed. Let's go 5. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Go ahead, Infidel. I'll let you go, and then I'll be right behind you. All right. Oops. Looks like a bit of a crosswind there. windmill to the right there. Low windmill, stay clear of that.
Lufthansa 237, continue for south departure.
Baldonnel Tower, Lufthansa 237, continue for south departure.
I'm stalling if I don't watch myself. Alright. Turning back here to get on the magenta line. Nah, left her in Innsbruck. I think she's gonna file for divorce. That landing was dodgy as heck. Panels weren't working properly.
Engaging autopilot.
Alright, now it should catch up on the magenta line. Looks like this partnership is not working as intended. Alright, we're on our way. But we have, it looks like we got a headwind the entire way. I mean, it's not.
Lufthansa 237, meeting my airspace frequency change approved.
Not completely a headwind, but
Baldonnel
mostly
Tower,
a
Lufthansa
crosswind.
237, frequency change. Baldonnel approach, Lufthansa 237, is type Diamond DA 62 5 miles southeast of Baldonnel, 2,800 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
Lufthansa 237, Baldonnel approach. Squawk 0414.
Squawk 0414, Lufthansa 237.
Lufthansa 237, radar contact 6 miles southeast of Baldonnel, 3,000 feet. Cleared through the Charlie airspace. Maintain own navigation.
Cleared through the Charlie airspace, Lufthansa 237.
yeah, somebody put together a 4-part flight for Riyadh. It's over this weekend, the big air show. Engage. Is your OBS set to GPS, magenta line? That's the only thing I can think of. I know I used to have that problem with it. Interesting enough, it doesn't show traffic. ROL. Why it flagged ROL? So you got clouds. 5,000 feet. Surprised we're not getting the weather. There's traffic. Okay. How to change it? It's fine. I'm in heading mode. Okay. Oh, the ROL VOR. Oh. That's strange. If you didn't ask for a VOR, I don't know why it would send you to a VOR. Flying through the clouds. No. Luckily we have our lights on. I have to say, Diamond has some really neat looking planes, I think. I guess Riyadh is a yearly
Lufthansa 237 contact Dublin approach on 119er decimal
air show,
555.
military air show, or whatever.
119er decimal 555,
Looks like
Lufthansa 237. Goodbye. Dublin approach, Lufthansa 237, 5,000 feet.
Lufthansa 237 Dublin approach altimeter 29er decimal 61 radar contact. Continue.
Thank you everybody for coming in and hanging out today. Hopefully, excuse me. Hopefully you've enjoyed stuff so far. This was not part of the plan, but we're gonna knock this out just to get another flight in today. Get some more miles. For leg 3, you can fly the plane that you just flew in the first flight, Infidel. I figured it out. Okay. Nice. It's always a good thing. What was the malfunction? Or was it operator error? Was the malfunction? I wasn't doing the right thing. That happens sometimes. I know I'm guilty of it. Obviously, the flight today, the first flight, Didn't seem like I was doing things right. Last week's flight in the DC-6 didn't do things right there. Sometimes operator error is the answer, unfortunately, much as we don't like to admit it. 15 knot crosswind. It's gusting a little bit. Yeah, so this the next one you can fly that C-700 that you flew, or you can fly a myriad of fighter jets. I may try to do a fighter jet flight later today to get leg 3 knocked out. I might try the F-35. I think I have a because I can't fly a fighter jet using the Alpha and Bravo. It doesn't work. It's not a very I like to get a POTUS system. I'm torn between the stuff from Wing, which is a little bit expensive, but I think it's a better build quality. There's one from Thrustmaster that I think is okay. I'm not sure about the quality of it though. If I'm going to buy something like that, I'd like to have something that is built solid, you know. I think the week of the 8th of September, that after I get that flight done on the 6th, whatever that might be, I think what I'm going to try to do is to get these, take my Alpha and Bravo off of the mounting plate and try to get them off of the desk, and then put something else down on top of the desk and then remount it so I can use different things. Hello Pulse, how are you? Nice to see you. You missed leg 1 I think, but that's okay. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for using the e-boat of me.
Lufthansa 237 contact Shannon Center on 132.15. Good day.
We
132.15 Lufthansa 237.
Joseph is quite fond of
Goodbye.
the
Shannon Center Lufthansa
Eagle
237
right
5,000
checks
feet.
your bodies can't cash
Lufthansa 237 Shannon
from
Center,
Top
altimeter
Gun.
29.62 radar contact, continue.
I quite like this one. I think if Nick's listening, he's doing his head banging thing. Yeah, this was an unplanned adventure from Ireland to Fairford in the UK for the Riot air show. Somebody from a different airline, virtual airline that I follow that I don't normally fly for, Firefly, which the Two-Tone Murphy is the owner operator of Firefly Airlines. Somebody put together 4 different flights to get to Fairford for Riot. And this is leg 2 of 4. I did leg 1 yesterday in a 737. It was a 700. And then today, I just figured since the flight to Innsbruck was less than an hour, and my first landing was not did not go, was not to my liking, so we did a go around and came back in and got a much better landing rate on the second landing. So hopefully I can redeem myself this time and have a better landing rate this time around. So hopefully you're well, Pulse. Oh, you're doing good. Glad to hear it. So, Yep, just got a few things. Kev Simporter, who normally flies with me, he got voluntold to go shopping with the wife today, so he's not here. But he kind of got me into switching things over to Streamlabs, and then utilizing Blurp to find some fun sort of little things that people could use channel points on. Now that Pulse is here, one of the things Pulse was talking about was for his channel. Let me give Pulse a shout out. Let me find one. Where's Joseph?
Lufthansa 237, you're leaving my airspace radar service. Terminated squawk 7000.
Shout out stuff.
Frequency change approved.
Squawk 7000. Frequency change approved Lufthansa 237. Manchester Center Lufthansa 237 is type Diamond DA 6219 miles east of Echo India November Charlie 5,000 feet.
Yeah, so far it
Request
seems to
flight
be okay.
following.
It seems pretty stable.
Lufthansa 237 Manchester Center.
I gotta write down my shout out list because I took it off of Nightbot. And
Squawk
eventually what I'll do
0624
is
Lufthansa
people who stream
237.
on a regular basis, where you say hi, Kev has it set up when you, the first time you say something in the chat, it gives you an automatic shout out. So I'm only going to do that
Roger,
for people
Lufthansa
who are
237.
fairly consistent with their streaming. You know, not just any. You know, I think that's only fair to kind of plug people who are streaming on a regular basis and all that. But Pulse is doing a thing on his channel where if you use channel points, you could play a game with him on the PlayStation. So what I thought about doing is, and I don't know, I got to figure out how to put it into my Twitch channel. So that part I'm not really, you know, I'm not the smartest knife in the block when it, or sharpest knife in the block when it comes to stuff like that. I want to add a thing where if you spend, say, 10, 15,000 viewer points, channel points, that you can pick the flight for me. Now, I just need a departure or your destination. The thing of it will be that I don't want it to be more than 3 hours long in length. So anything more than that is probably going to be a hard no. I'll pick the plane. You just give me, like, say you just want me to go, yeah, it's like, I gotta let them play because I already used up a couple of the. I'll wait till the end. All right, looks like everybody's back. Pardon. Okay, so as I was saying, so say 10, 15, maybe 15,000 channel points tops. There'll be some rules in place about it. Let's not focus on one particular part of the world over anybody else or whatever. Try to be creative. Let's try to go places we've not been to before if possible. You know, don't pick some little dirt strip. I mean, if that's what you really want, I'll do a bush flight kind of thing. I've got bush planes, so we got, you know, if you want me to do something like that, that'll be fine. But what I probably need to do is, you know, if bush stuff, there are add-on airports for that kind of stuff. I can get those. They're not super expensive. I can get like a bunch of them. And we can do some bush flying. If you want to fly with me on those trips and you've got the same sceneries, you know, like if you got stuff from Parallel 42 or from Orbix or whatever, we can do that. But if you want me to just fly it on my own, I can do that too. Helicopters, right now, I want to do them, but that may be something that's available in the near future. Not right now. But I can do, you know, if it's little airport to little airport, something like that, that's fine. If we have a bunch, if we do short flights and we can do a bunch, kind of string them together, we can try to do something like that. You know, if somebody, you know, if it's like a reasonable distance from a different, you know, I land at one airport and I'm like, okay, from here I can go to this other one, and it's not a very far distance or something reasonable, we can knock out two of them in one stream. So yeah, something like that we can do. But I gotta figure out all the peculiarities of it, how to add it into the channel, so that people, if it's something you want to do, or you know, like say you wanted me to do a birthday flight for you, I can do that. That's an option. You know, like, oh, can you fly from here to here for my birthday? I'll do it. I hope that you'll be there for the flight, you know. But you know, what it may be too is we might try to do some of that on Sundays. So Saturday will be the flights that I do, and then maybe once or twice a month we may do a Sunday morning flight to do a viewer requested flight. Okay, it'll still be at around about the same time, sort of thing. Okay, so that's an option. Instead of taking away from the stuff that I have planned on Saturday. Unless, you know, like if I say I don't have anything planned, if somebody wants me to do a flight, I can put one together. So, just thinking about that. That's not set in stone yet. Like I said, I got to put all the peculiar, you know, try to figure out the rules, what's doable and what's not going to be doable. Stuff like that. So that's something that's coming probably in the near future, whatever. Like I said, I got to figure out how to create that little add-on to the stream. So let's see what else. I do have a stream deck. Actually, I have two. I have a small one, I think, that's going to plug into my laptop. I'm going to add some more fun sounds and whatnot. And again, nothing that gets played, whatever you guys play or whatever happens, I won't hear it because I have my stream muted. So it's mainly for your enjoyment kind of thing. You know. So we'll get that set up one of these days. Oh, there he is. So we may do some fun stuff with that. Trying not to do the fart sounds and stuff, you know, so it doesn't devolve into a, you know, gross sort of childish. I mean, it's fun for a minute, but then, you know, it gets a little old after a while. So if I do, it won't be something that you viewers can do. It'll be I can push a button and make the sound, but it would be used sparingly. Discord and OBS. So I do have Discord, and I have Streamlabs now. Yeah, Kev talked with me about that, making a secret sort of locked voice chat area, and only a handful of people would have access to that, so that just anybody can jump in and talk nonsense and all that. It would just only be, I could think of 3 people right off the top of my head that would be allowed to utilize it when I'm flying, if they're going to fly with me. It'd be you, Kev, and Mick. And that would be it. When Mick's ready to get back to flying. So there would only be the 4, you 3 and myself would only have access to it. I don't know how it seems like there's you can give permissions, but I would have to create like a waiting area, and then I would have to drag you into the secret room, so to speak. So, but if you have permissions, I think you could just, maybe you could go right in there. I don't know. I may have it where it's just, I have to drag you in from a waiting room into that area, and that would be it. That way, people aren't using it for private chats, on my Discord. But yeah, we could. That's something I gotta work on. That's on the to-do list. Like, I have a whole bunch of stuff. I gotta do the 777 300. I think twice a month would work well. Just have the chance to make a comment. Gives people time to save up channel point. Yes, I think that would be. I think you're right about that. I don't. What I hope won't happen is that it's the same. Like, I know Joseph would like me to fly into London City, but I hope he picks something different than London City. So don't. I get it that most people want to see like their home airport, right? Or the airport that's closest to where they live. Yeah. Which I can understand, but try to think bigger than that. Think around the world. Ask me like, hey, would you be willing to do a flight to here? To give me an idea. And if I say, yeah, I can put something together, that I have a plane that I can fly reasonably for that stream. So, but yeah, I would hope people, but if it's something like your birthday, I can understand that. You want me to do a special flight for your birthday? I can do that. And I've historically done that. If people say, if I know when people's birthdays are coming up, we can do a special birthday. It's not a problem. If it means, like, if your birthday's on Sunday, but you have plans that day, we can do it on Saturday instead. If it's during the week, then it would be on that Sunday. We could do the Sunday of the week of your birthday. But yeah, I don't want it to be, try to think beyond your home area and have a bit of fun with it. But if it's something that I'm like, yeah, that's going to be too much, or I can't, that might be a bit more than I can handle. I mean, if it's reasonable, I might be able to work something out. But I don't, it's, I think even 3 hours would be pushing the limits. I think if we go 2.5 tops, I think that's reasonable. Because I have to eat, I have things I got to do, got to take care of the dogs and that a lot of times. So, some Sundays we go shopping in the morning, so sometimes I can't. As much as I try to plan, So we'll figure something out. I just figured it'd be something fun to add. And it may not happen right away. It's just something I'm gonna have to work on and try to come up with and develop. I'm trying to figure out a way to come up with some kind of a list of like little bush airports that I own that people want me to fly in and out of there. We take off from somewhere, we do like a little tour around, fly around for a while, and then come back to that same airport. We can do that as well. And I don't want to always do something like I would fly a 737 or something like that. We've got a whole bunch of different planes. So yeah, I don't know what else. But yeah, it may be after September that we'll implement it. But of course, if you have a birthday coming up and you want me to do a flight on your birthday, just message me on Discord. Just say, hey, my birthday's coming up soon. Can you do a special flight for me? If you want me to land at your local airport, we can come up with something reasonable. I try to keep track of people's birthdays that I'm close to, but sometimes I might forget, even though I try to put it in my calendar. So if you know somebody's birthday's coming up, and you say, hey, can you do a special flight for somebody? Just send me a message and I'll come up with something. And if not, or if you just want me to do a shout out, we can do that. I know some people always don't like their birthdays being discussed or whatever. I know I'm guilty of it. 114 nautical miles to go. 43 minutes. So yeah, I just gotta come up with some ways to get some information out to you all. It may just be something that would be posted in the Discord, like a list of something. I don't know that I want to sit down and write down every plane that I have either, because I have so much, and I'm always my hangar's always growing, so to speak. So that's why I can pick the plane. I can figure out what is the best plane to use for the flight. In some cases, it might be the 737. In some cases, it might be a plane like this that we're flying right now, the DA62. But I do hope if you're going to spend the points that you actually show up for the flight as well. I know you could watch the VOD later, but it's nice that when people are actually there for something that they requested. Let's see what else. So yeah, Streamlabs seems to be working. I like the fact that there's the music kind of stuff, or not the music, but the fun little I like this one. I thought that was a good one to have. So yeah, just some fun stuff for y'all to play with. So yeah, at least if I wait for another month or so to implement it, that gives you guys time to come in and watch, build up your channel points. But like I said, if you got something that you want, you know, a request, not tomorrow, that'd be kind of soon, and I'm going to be at a funeral, unfortunately, but for next Sunday, like if there's something special, that, you know, for my birthday kind of thing, or whatever, something like that, we can figure something out, possibly. So yeah, like I just have like a ton of stuff I've got to do coming up next week or two. I gotta put aside the time for the triple set. That's a must. Otherwise, it's gonna be kind of like it's, you know, the 2nd of August is gonna be here before I know it, and then it's like I don't have any idea about this point. Oh, I know what else I was going to talk about. The other thing from now on, to try to be able to focus on the chat, I'm going to have my plane basically started up, ready for pushback, you know, or in that sort of you know, have things kind of pre-set up so that when I start the stream, there's not much else left for me to do other than taxi to the departure runway. Today was the first experiment in that with the RJ85. I think it worked out okay. There was just some stuff I still missed that I tried. You know, I'm trying to give myself the ability to focus on setting up the plane first. I know some of that stuff is things that nobody really wants to sit through. So unless you're like, oh, I bought this plane, you know, but that's another, okay, let's talk about that then. If you bought something that you have seen me fly, and you're like, hey, when you fly, can you do the whole startup thing that you do, sort of thing? I can probably do that. So that gives you some kind of an idea, you know, the steps that you would take and all that. Which, you know, if there's a certain plane that you want me to feature, we might do a channel point thing for that. That you want me to, you're like, I want to fly along with you, but can we go through the process? It may be something like that. So that's a possibility. I'm not saying it's, but what I'm trying to have the plane ready to go before I start the stream. That way my flight plan's all in there. I should give myself enough time. I'm probably going to have to start working on everything at about a quarter after 7 in the morning. So I'm going to have to, like I said, I'm going to have to kind of work around that, get up, you know, get myself going. I kind of was a little bit lazy this morning and laid in bed a little bit longer. Next thing you know, it's almost 6:30, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get up and get going. You know, I gotta get the dogs some medicine, feed the cat, feed myself. You know, so yeah, I think it's, you know, I like it a little bit better because then I can focus on setting up the plane. There's just, things that it's easy to miss in the setup if you're trying to look at the chat and trying to get the plane set up and all that. I don't want to ignore the chat. Or anything either. I want to be able to, notice that you guys are here and wanting to talk, ask me questions, whatever. So, a little bit of a crosswalk. It seems buffeting. Let's see where we're at now. Alright, 93 nautical miles to go, about 35 minutes. We're still cooking along pretty good. That's the one that came in over yesterday. We've got a little bit of ways to go still. Get down to 3,000 feet, fly over the airport, make a wide left turn and land it. November might be a bit up in the air. I might head out west to see family again for around Thanksgiving, possibly. So that month might be a bit not 100% sure how long. It might be a short visit. I'm looking at my options about getting out there. I'd like to take the train again, but I'd have to, if that's what I'm going to do, I'd have to the only problem is typically the trains are full going from Chicago west for Thanksgiving. So if I'm going to do that, I have to plan now, or within the next couple of weeks, I'm going to have to start getting my plans in order. Hello, Kev. How are you? We did the flight to Innsbruck already. We're doing a different flight. I'm doing this for Firefly Airlines. They have a four-leg thing for RIAT that's going on this weekend in the UK, the military air show, I think it is. So we are. Let's see if my info button's working. I hope it's linked. There we are. So we are about, oops, it's on the button. We are 83 nautical miles, about 30 minutes out. So we already landed in Innsbruck. Had a dodgy landing rate, went around and got a much better landing rate on the second landing, and so just kind of talking about stuff on the channel. So yeah, November might be. I gotta put the plans together for that. So there may not be a lot in November. It might be the first Saturday 2 of November, and then that would be it. until December. We'll try to squeeze in a Veterans Day flight in November for Veterans Day. I'll do the same thing. I'll pick up airport. We'll go to Reagan National for Veterans Day. Keep that going. So if anybody wants to fly along for that, more than welcome to. Yep, I did. I hit the ground. It turned out it was like a negative 700 something landing rate. I didn't fully stop. I throttled back up, took back off, and went down through the valley and hung around, took a left turn and looped back around and came back down the valley and landed on the opposite runway because the winds were shifting quite a bit. There was a storm coming in from the west. So, yep, went around and had a much better landing rate the second time. I pulled a Kev, basically. I did the Kev maneuver. I did the typical Kev thing. Nice. Well done. Well, you went around, seemed like 4 or 5 times last night. I was helping Kev with the A320. He had a bad experience earlier in the week. We worked through it, and then he got in his other little business jet. You did. You went around like a gazillion times yesterday when you and I were talking on Discord. The third time. Okay. If you say so. It seemed like the 30th time. Kev does like to go around. I'm trying to get him to be more comfortable taking off inside the flight deck when he takes off, so he can look at his instruments. We're working on that. The ads are in. Apparently, in the grass. That's okay. It happens. I wasn't planning on going around, but when the passengers screamed, I was like, you know what? The heck with this. This isn't gonna sit well with me. Let me go and try to see if I can do better coming in the opposite way. You see, you are going to land off the runway, would you? Yeah, unless it's an appropriate grass runway, then I might land there. But I know what you're saying. But if there is a grass runway and you can land on it, why not? We've been landing on grass runways since the beginning of time. If it was good enough for the Wright brothers, it's good enough for you. Still got a ways to go to get to our top of the was grass with all the lights and windsocks. Ah, okay. Then I guess I would, but that's not a that's not a grass runway then, is it? So the answer would be no. I would go around. But if there's a grass runway to either side, you have to ask yourself, what would Charles Lindbergh do in a situation like that? And then you may do the opposite. Yeah, we're coming in on 2-7. We're going to fly over the airport, come back around. Yeah, I never said grass runway. I know, I'm just giving you a hard time. You want me to read? What? No. No, I can't do that. I have so much stuff to read. I have books on. I start them and then I just kind of. Then I get another book and then another book. I have Cornelius Ryan's World War II epic, The Longest Day. I want to read it and then rewatch the movie. 3 knots that I'm going around. Yeah. Well, I should have changed, but we were heading to Innsbruck. There was a 3-knot tailwind coming in on runway 26. And I thought, yeah, it should be fine. But I think the winds were gusting, the winds were changing because of the storm that was coming in from the west, so the winds were not behaving the way you would expect them to. Because even when I took back off and went back around, I kept going straight and then kind of followed the valley a little bit, a little left turn and came back. The winds were shifting quite a bit, so at least that's how it felt at the plane. But I had a better landing rate on 8 or 6 or whatever it is, 8 I think it is, than I did coming in on 2.6. Yeah, I know. Stuff happens. I thought I had it. I wasn't expecting such a hard landing. If it was like 252, I would have been fine with it. You know, somewhere around there, 270 or something. Then I would have been okay, but it's okay. I'm only human. Yeah, he might have to revoke my captain's license if I get another one. Thanks. Well, sometimes, and I'll put it like this: that first one, a couple weeks back, I shouldn't have been flying that day. I was not in a good mood when I was trying to be funny flying in the F4, but it didn't go quite the way that I hoped it would. But I should have just sat there and watched you guys fly. I shouldn't have flown at all, to be honest. If I did it, I should have picked a different plane, but I was trying to be funny. The one today was just I was overconfident that a 3-knot tailwind was going to be okay, but it wasn't. It seems so. That's why I put this little. But yeah, that Tuesday, a couple Tuesdays back, I shouldn't have flown. I was not in a good frame of mind to do it. I should have just I shouldn't have done it. But that's on me. I thought I could handle it. You know, I thought, everything will be fine. No, it's never how you think it's going to go. And sometimes we can work through it. Okay? Once on a rare occasion, we can work through it, and it works out just fine. Other times, no, it was destined for failure. And that two Tuesdays back, 2 weeks back, that was destined for failure. There was nothing that I was going to do, that I could do, that was going to change that. Other than not fly. You know, I remember early on when I got into flight sim, there was somebody on Twitch. He said a flight plan. Yeah. That I think we're on Twitch. They would purposely take off and then crash. That was all. That seemed to be their whole thing. They would take off in flight sim and bang, they would just run it right into the ground. And I'm thinking, okay, what's the point of this? Why, you know? I don't know if that was like what their channel was all about, or like I think I watched them a couple times, and after that I was just kind of like, you know what? I think I ended up unfollowing them and never watched them again. But I know myself well enough that, you know, if I wake up on a Saturday morning and I'm not in the right frame of mind to do a flight, you know, to go through everything to make it happen, and I won't stream. We'll just move everything to another week. Because I've done that in the past, where I've flown when I wasn't ready, or I shouldn't have, and I did it, and it just made things worse. You know, one mistake happens and it just kind of spirals out of control, and you're just like nothing. You know, kind of like your flight on Tuesday, for instance, yeah, with the A320. You're hitting buttons, thinking things are going to work, you know, like you expect them to, and they don't. And one other thing happens, and the plane's not doing what you want it to do, and it just gets out of hand. And it's not. I don't think anybody ever feels like it's the proudest moment as a streamer either. You know, we like to kind of keep our composure and whatnot, but when the sim is not acting the way that we expect it to, when the plane is not acting the way we expect it to, it just feels like you're beating your head against a brick wall, and you know. So but I know if I'm feeling like that's what's going to happen that day, I try not to. Or if it's like I just need a little bit longer to get myself going in the morning, then it's like, okay, maybe I delay the stream for like another hour or so, and then we'll try it then. But if not, then it's just not going to happen that day. All right, let's see where we're at now. 42 nautical miles out. Let's see where we are coming up to the top of this set. We've still got a little bit of ways to go. Just dropped down 1,000 feet. Yeah, and that happens. But, you know, when you're trying to sort out things you know, the plane doesn't feel like the plane's working like you expect it to, and all that. It just, you're just like, ugh. You know, like that one flight we did, and I turned and it was just like the plane just fell out of the sky and landed. You know,
Lufthansa
this was like
237
months ago.
contact Gloucester approach on 120.9
And I was annoyed because I'm just like, everything was working up to that point, and for whatever reason,
Going to 120.9
I was
or 8
turning
Lufthansa
towards the airport,
237.
and it was like
Gloucester approach
there was no, the
Lufthansa
plane just
237
suddenly
5,000
lost
feet.
all the lift, and
Lufthansa 237 Gloucester, approach altimeter 29.64 radar contact, continue.
so. But no, I've tried to be better about that. That if it's, you know, if I'm not all there mentally that day, it's just like, no, I better not do it, because one mistake and it's just going to be like, I'm going to be in a bad attitude, in a bad mood, and it's going to come out in the way I act on the stream. It's not a good look. You know, I try to remember the, you know, when I took that radio production class. You guys heard me talk about that class, but it really was a kind of a, you know, I didn't think about it at the time, but it has applications to when I stream. And one thing that the instructor told us, I had two instructors. The one guy who had well, both of them had backgrounds in radio, but one of the instructors said, people can hear when you smile when you talk, and he said that's the key on radio, is if people don't feel like they can tell that you're smiling while you're talking, they're gonna be like, something's not right, you know. And he said that's the hardest part, is sometimes you don't feel like smiling, and you gotta find either, you know, because one of the things that we had to do, you had to plan when you were going to do your show, record your show, hour-long show. They didn't care about what music we were playing. It was just that you did your intro, your bumper break, a quote-unquote news break, a story, and then the end. And that's all he wanted to see or hear. The music was not the important part. But yeah, so that's. But you know, when you have maybe 12 students and you're all wanting to get your show done, how are you going to do that when, you know, you plan, okay, I'm going to record it on Monday so that when Friday comes, because he said don't wait to the last minute to do it, because you can tell when you're trying to rush it. You know. And that's you know, that's why now I will be in the sim much earlier, especially for doing a flight where I'm putting a flight plan together, to give me time to set up the plane appropriately, you know, correctly, not appropriately, correctly. And obviously today, even when I did that didn't go quite according to plan. So I missed the auto throttle before I took off. I'm looking right at the panel before we depart, didn't even think about it. Didn't notice that the switch was off, but, you know, it happens. So. No. But yeah, when you're trying to rush it, it's easy. Like that last flight we did, when we did the one with the A320, that's what you took, and I took the 737. I didn't set up my initial trim correctly. Didn't do it at all. So that may have impacted my flight, even though I know I need to do that. So, anyways, let's see how far out we are now. We should get close to our top of the city. flying, Kev? I'm at 5. I gotta get down to 3. Okay. All right, let's see what the top. There it is.
Fairford Tower Lufthansa 237 is 24 miles northwest 4,700 feet with Quebec to land.
Oh.
Lufthansa 237 Fairford Tower. Altimeter 29.62 wind calm fly left traffic runway 27.
Enter left downwind runway 27 Lufthansa 237.
Right, fuel tank is low. Doesn't it have? That's what I thought. Why is the right lower than the left? Yeah, I think it's SP or not SPER. 2965. I got 2962. Well, that's what the Sims say. Oh, let's talk about that for. I need the EGVA. There you go. No, send them to the other one, Infidel. Send them 30 miles down the road. Send them all the way to Heathrow. No, I'm doing this flight for Firefly. They did a 4-leg thing for Riyadh, like I was talking about earlier, I think. So this is leg 2. I might do another leg later today. I'm tempted to try it in a fighter jet, the F-35. So we'll see. But that one's like 800 some odd nautical miles. Yeah, 837. That's from Pratica di Mare in Italy. It's a military airstrip. So I may try the F-35. I'm gonna have to find my other flight stick and plug that in and see if I can get it to work with the F-35. And if it does, after I get the dogs fed, feed myself, I'm gonna eat something. It's getting close to lunchtime here pretty soon. I may give that a go, and if it works, then I might get that flight knocked out this afternoon as well. And then I won't be doing much of anything tomorrow because I got the funeral and all that. So there's no time limit on this achievement, I don't think. I didn't see one, but it's either that or I'm going to have to do the fourth leg. They want you to fly a helicopter, although it's not, you don't have to. But I'm trying to figure out how I can do that. Runway 27, I think it was, Kev, if you didn't hear it. Yeah, runway 27 for landing at Fairford. Oh, now we got low fuel in both tanks. Oh, no. The fuel gauge up there. Oh, fuel, no, fuel quantity down here. Ooh, we are a little bit low. That's all right, we'll be on the ground before we go. I thought I saw a rainbow, but it's not. Hopefully the weather isn't too bad at Fairford for probably should have added just a smidge more fuel before we departed. So DC3 next Saturday. And that will pretty much wrap up the month of July. Your DC3 hunts, folks. If you want to fly along, you're more than welcome to. If not, that's perfectly fine as well. Let's have a look. That should be, there's Kev and Infidel's back over there. Okay. Dodgy weather today. It's really cloudy. Hopefully we, well, you know what? We can go down another 1,000 feet. What the heck? Okay, just flew over the airport. We're going to continue on this heading, and we're going to circle here to the left. So we're going to go all the way out, kind of. It'll give time for the ads to play.
Lufthansa 237 wind 170 at 4. Clear to land runway 27.
Cleared to land runway 27 Lufthansa 237.
Okay. He was right. Oh, there he is. I see. All right, everybody's back. All right, we're circling around here. Okay. Close enough for government work. They made good. Yeah, I think I remember them. Didn't they get bought out by NVIDIA or somebody? Let's see if we can hopefully not make the. Passenger screen this time. How'd you do, Kev? I haven't done my predictions today. I apologize, everybody. We'll get back to them next time, I promise. I think that's why Kev showed up. He was hoping to win again. Third time in a row. Much better. Much more gooder than the last time. Right? This is exactly where I turned off yesterday when I did the flight in the 737-700.
Lufthansa 237 contact ground on 124.8.
All right.
124.8 Lufthansa 237. Goodbye. Fairford ground Lufthansa 237 taxi to parking.
Get that.
Lufthansa 237 taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Alpha cross runway 27 Bravo.
Taxiing to general aviation parking via taxiway Alpha cross runway 27 Bravo Lufthansa 237.
Park down there by you guys, get a picture real quick. Well, thanks for flying with me today, Infidel, on both flights. Kev, thanks for popping in towards the end of this one. Yeah, this wasn't on the agenda today. This is just kind of a spur of the moment flight. Get this knocked out. So, like I said before, be back next Saturday in the DC-3, Central America. I think we're going. Let's see. Ramon Valeda Morales International to La Aurora International. Picking up another country flag. For the, thank you, Mela. Appreciate it. We'll give. You got a 68. Oh, so I beat Kev this time. And I didn't even have to go around to beat him. I should have gone around. Maybe I would have gotten a -5. Oh, I was gonna get a picture. Where'd you go? Well, I think you got to go to work or something, don't you? Let's get another picture here for. See, Infidel? Oh, I'll get a picture. We'll put it in Kev's Discord. There we go. Got it. Yeah, I'm going to get over a parking spot here and then we're going to wrap this up so we can get out of here before the ads start again. See you, Kev. Thanks for popping in. Thank you, everybody, once again for being here. Appreciate you. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your weekend. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna eat for lunch because I'm hungry. This went on a little longer than I was expecting. But that's okay. We got some more some flights done and had some fun, had some laughs. Got all tender in the chat for Joseph. Over here. Maybe I do gotta cross over the road. Let me speed up so we I thought the parking spot would be like right up here somewhere. But apparently it's on the other side. Race against time before the ads start up again, I think. Yeah, we're going across over the way. Oh, yeah. I think I've flown this plane a long time ago on the stream, because it just looks pretty cool. It's a neat looking little plane, but it's been a while since I've done it. I've flown it on stream, so. Now Kev popped back in. I got the picture already without you, Kev. must be trying to shut down his aircraft. Get the. I'm surprised some of the. I don't know if any of the big streamers are streaming from Riyadh this weekend. That was me all along. Okay. Your plane just happened to look like a DA-62, huh? Well, if you want to slew over to me, you're more than welcome to. We'll get one more. You're eating. Oh, okay. What are you eating? If you don't mind me asking. Oh, infidel left. Okay. What you having today? Leftovers from last night, or? It's like I'm taxiing down the whole other side of the runway. Egg sandwich. Ooh, I haven't had an egg sandwich in ages. They're kind of. It's one of those. They're either good or they're not. You know, you just never know what you're gonna get. Oh, you're talking like egg salad sandwich, something like that. Is that what you mean? I do like a good egg salad sandwich. They can be quite tasty. Oh, fried eggs. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Those are always good too. I haven't had one of those in a while, but those are pretty good. Yes, I know my fuel is low. Thank you very much. Okay. There we go. An hour 23 in the air for that one. There we go. All right. That's going to do it for today, folks. Thank you all again for coming in and hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If not, you know who the complaint department is. His name's Joseph Adams. Mr. Adams in the chat. Just send him a message and go like, I did not like this one time at all. It was just garbage. He might respond to you. Yep, I'll see you next week. I won't be in any kind of streams tomorrow. I'll be at a funeral, and I'm gonna keep my phone in my pocket like a good boy, because it's the respectful thing to do. So yeah, do enjoy the rest of your Saturday morning, afternoon, evening, early Sunday. Somewhere in the world, it's already Sunday. Don't know where, but it is. It might be out there in the Pacific Ocean somewhere. It's Sunday. I have been and always shall be your host, pilot, lead singer, and driver of the airplane, Uncle B. Until next time, peace, live long and prosper.